Hello students, welcome to Avision SSC Bank exams. I'm Sneha ma'am and today I'm back with a new topic with you, okay? Today we will discuss about subject verb agreement. Yes, you must have heard many times about subject verb agreement because there are many questions in your question paper that are asked from this portion, but at the same time you have to understand that this is a very vital topic and also needs your full concentration and understanding. I mean, you won't understand it on the first go. If you have to understand it, you need to start carefully listening to it and work it out with the help of examples and everything. So let's get started. And I would like you to inform that last day I completed narration. So if you haven't checked that out, please do see the video. There are two videos made on narration. Go through each of them, study the examples and know everything, because once your exams are coming and if you have to solve your question papers, your doubts have to be cleared and your concepts also have to be absolutely proper and clear in order to score the highest marks from your English portion. So, and also I would request you to check out the videos on verbs, tenses, basics of parts of speech, because as we are proceeding towards our completion and we are almost done with the vital topics of grammar like voice, narration, subject verb agreement. Today we are just starting with the intro. So all these stand on the basis of verbs, tense and everything. Okay, those are the basics. These are the secondary part. So as long as you don't clear your basics, you will have a problem in understanding these topics. And as you know, if you have to appear in your exams, you have to be absolutely genius in these topics, right? So let's get started without much delay about subject verb agreement. Now, I would like to give you an introduction, because you must not think that, okay, I will mug up the rules and God knows what is the purpose of this topic. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just mug up for the sake of the exam. The thing is that I've repeatedly told you, students, that verbs are the most important pillar of the sentence, right? In any grammar, you must be taught verbs first, because verbs do not only involve the action words, they are also the modals, helping verbs, everything. Am, is, are, these, every single element of the sentence, they are a part of the verb. So the verb in the sentence has to agree or has to be at par or proper with the subject of the sentence. Okay. For the sake of this subject of this sentence, how to know the subject of a sentence now? Subject is the portion about which the sentence is. If you see a sentence, the sentence of the topic about which the sentence is the subject. Okay, take this example, like the quality of mangoes was not good. Now, what do you think? The subject is mangoes? No, the subject is not mangoes, but the quality of the mangoes. You need to understand the subject first. What is the subject of the sentence? There are two parts of a sentence, subject and predicate. For example, we say that Ram is a good boy. Here it is very simple that, okay, Ram is the subject. But in these kind of sentences, what is the basic subject? The quality of the mangoes was not good. We are talking about the quality of mango and not only the mango. We are not talking about mango. We are talking about the quality of the mango. So whatever in the sentence we will talk about will be the subject. Hence, the verb must always the verb must agree with the subject in number and person. The noun is not always the subject. Here, this is the noun, right? Mango is the noun. Quality is the adjective of that. Because adjective, okay, of the mangoes. But the subject is this entire thing, the quality of mangoes, which was not good. It could be good also. It could be taste of mangoes also. It could be flavor, smell of mangoes. But whatever it would be, the subject will be that, the entire thing. That is why, and here the subject is singular, right? It is a single subject. Singular. Singular sub. So that is why we have written was. Because was is a singular past tense of be verb. Take the next one. The introduction of tea and coffee and such other beverages has immense importance. Okay, one more thing. What is the usual mistake? Students must have been thinking that okay, this is mangoes, so I'll straight away write were. Why? Because mangoes is itself plural. But that is wrong. That is the biggest mistake that people usually make. They think that the verb must agree with the noun. Verb must agree with the noun. But that is wrong. The verb must agree with the subject. Okay. It must agree with the subject of the sentence, which is according to that we will select a verb. Just because here we have singular subjects, we will write singular verbs. The quality. Here it is not a plural subject. The introduction of tea and coffee and such other beverages has immense importance. What is the usual mistake? Beverages, this is a plural thing, right? This noun is plural. N. This noun is a plural noun. And we immediately think that, okay, so this will be also a plural verb. I'm writing only PLN, plural noun. So we will think that, okay, this is wrong. Why have we written has? We have written has because here the subject is introduction of tea, coffee and such other beverages. It is about the introduction and it is only singular. That itself is singular. The subject is singular. As I've written here, as I've pointed out here, that the verb has to agree with the subject and not the noun. Not the noun. Here, these are all nouns. Mangoes, beverages, these are all nouns. Tea, coffee, everything is a noun. But what should we look at? We should look at the subject. Whatever is that. Is it plural? Is it singular? If it is singular, obviously singular. The verb must always agree with the subject in number and person. That you have to remember. That you can't ignore. Let's take these two examples which are different. The state of affairs was something to worry about. Okay, no, only this one is different. The last one is different. The state of affairs was something to worry about. Again, what is the mistake? Affairs, right? This is a plural noun. So immediately you will think that okay, this is wrong, this is wrong. We will correct the sentence into were, something good, right? But that is entirely wrong. That is a huge mistake. Our subject is state of affairs, not only affairs. This is a noun, and this is entirely the subject. S-U-B. Okay, this is the subject. Here, this is the subject. Here, this is the subject. Verb, sub. Not the noun. So that is why we have written was. If it's obviously this is a singular subject, that is why was. Now the last one is different, and that will clear your doubt more properly. The results of global warming are alarming. Okay. You think that okay, global warming is singular, why has she given R? Okay, R is plural. But see, look at this results of global warming. As I said, this whole thing is the subject. We are not agreeing our verb with the noun only. No, we are not doing that. We are connecting it with our subject. We have to connect the verb with the subject. Because results is a plural subject, the results of global warming is entirely a plural subject. That is why our verb is also plural. So these are the places that you have to keep in mind. Our first rule is to know that the verb has to agree with the subject. Subject and predicate, right, are the two parts of a sentence. This is the predicate. Right? And this is the subject. If the subject is singular, our verb will be singular. If it is plural, our verb will be plural. I hope this is clear. Okay. The next is okay, let me erase this entire thing so that I can again write properly. I should take this pen. This is more proper. Okay. So I guess the first slide was clear to y'all. First slide was about the subject and predicate point. If the subject is single, then we will have a single verb, singular. Verb related to subject. Okay. Yeah. Next one is when, even if it's a plural noun joined with a singular noun by with, these words, you see, with, as well as, these are the words that will be joining, then the verb will be a singular one. Okay, let us take these examples now. The house with its contents was unharmed by the fire. See, what is the thing? Contents. We are seeing a plural noun joining. Plural noun. But we will immediately think that okay, verb will be that because we are using a plural noun, I will write were instead of was. That will be wrong, because you will consider this portion as a bracketed portion. Please hear this out very carefully. You will consider these portions as just as when you see a sentence connected by as well as, as well as, as well, as well as, with. Okay, these are the words. that you see connecting the sentence, you will draw a bracket here. You will consider this as a bracket and temporarily ignore that portion and only concentrate on this portion: house, mayor, ship, Sanskrit. See, all these are singular nouns. Even if this is a plural noun which has joined, we will consider the verb to be according to the first noun that was singular. Because with it, as well as everything, these will be considered as a bracket, as inside a bracket. Okay, that will not decide the verb. When we have a plural noun joining a singular noun, for example house, take this example, the house with its contents is plural, but see, house is singular. So that is why we will attach it with our first noun. What is the first noun? House. That is why was. Mayor, has. We are not connecting it with counselors. We will not connect it with the nearest noun. We will connect it with the first main noun of the sentence. The mayor with its counselors has to be presented. With its counselors will be temporarily ignored, and our verb will be according to the first noun. That is very important to keep in mind. The second and the third point is two or more singular subjects when joined by these words. See, or, nor, either, neither, each, everyone, many a. These are the words. They will be followed by a singular verb. For example, no nook or corner was left unchecked. See, no nook or corner was left unchecked. We are using or. So we have to use a singular verb. Our happiness or our sorrow is largely dependent on our actions. Yeah. So is a singular verb. Was singular verb. Either the cat or the dog has been present at that time. See, either or. Either or with a singular verb, because either or means one or verb, and whenever you see or, nor, either, neither. But yes, I will talk about the exception just in the next slide that is about to come, because there are many rules and it's not that easy to just mug up the rules. The thing you have to remember is, when you see these singular nouns having singular, see, two or more singular subjects connected by or, nor, either, neither, each, everyone, many a, these will have definitely a singular verb. Neither food nor water is available. So is. Many a boy loves to play cricket. Loves. But there is something that you need to keep in mind for when we are talking about pronouns, that is the one which is nearest to the verb. What is nearest to the verb? The second one. That will be leading, that will be deciding our verb. Or in other words, the verb will follow the nearest noun or pronoun. Basically, we are talking about pronoun over here. That is why I've turned it in bolds, because here there are many confusions. People get confused. Either he or am is mistaken. That is the usual mistake. See, people don't write am, people write is. Either he or I is mistaken because they connect he with is. But he won't decide the verb. He is the first pronoun. It will not decide the verb. Only the second one will decide the verb, which is I, and that is why am. That is why we are choosing an am over here. Let me just clear it off. Yeah. Yes. So This is the thing. Our verb will be decided by the second or the pronoun which is the nearest to the verb. There can be three pronouns also, but the verb will agree with the nearest noun. Either you or he is mistaken. We won't write either you or he are mistaken, because you, with you we usually write are. Okay, but that you have to check very carefully whatever verb you are including, and while you are seeing correcting the errors, that is the most important point. The verb will agree to the nearest noun or pronoun. This is very very important. So the till now whatever have we studied is, the first one was the verb will agree to the subject, right, and not the noun. Even if the noun is plural, our subject is singular, we will be having a singular verb. Like quality of mangoes was not good. Quality of mangoes were not good will be wrong, because even if mangoes is a plural noun, we will go by our subject, which is the quality of the mangoes together. Okay. The second point was we studied how we studied that when we have words like with as well as joining a plural noun with a singular noun, we will consider the verb as singular, and we will temporarily draw a bracket around that portion that is connected by a comma. Okay, as well its crew, with its counselors, with its contents, all of these are plural, we know that. But our main noun, what is our main noun? House, mayor, ship, Sanskrit, all these are our main noun, and that is itself singular. So obviously our verb will be singular. The next important point till now that we studied is when we have two or more singular subjects joined by or, nor, either, neither, each, everyone, many a, we will write a singular verb. And even out of that, that most important point is, suppose we have pronouns, because I've seen questions about pronouns only. I mean, mostly because pronouns are very confusing sometimes, because like if there are more than one pronoun, people get confused. Like according to which I will put our verb, what will be the order, what will be the actual procedure. The procedure is said over here. It will always agree to the nearest noun. Okay, whatever is nearest to our verb, that will decide our verb. Either he or I am mistaken, and not is mistaken. That will be wrong. The next one is the exception of this one. That is, if the nouns are joined by or, nor, is plural, then our verb will agree with the nearest noun. Either the director, neither the director nor his members were present. This is also important. Just remember with this point, with the help of this point, that the verbs always agree. This is the verb, right? The verbs always agree with the nearest noun. What is the nearest noun? Members. This is a plural. That is why we have written were. Verbs always follow the nearest noun or pronoun. In the last point, what I said is to know, remember that the verb will be connected to the nearest noun, nearest pronoun regarding you, he. But here, regarding either and neither, the is that if one of them is a plural verb, a plural noun, our verb will be plural also, because this plural one is the nearest to the verb. Okay. Either he or his friends are going to the party. See, friends is plural, and it is also the nearest to the verb. So, what will it be? Obviously are. Obviously are going to the party. Right. The next one is there are see of must have heard some words like news. News is very common. Now we see latest news, breaking news, whatever must be. Okay, latest news sentence is very normal. Latest news. Yeah. So these are the words which are ethics, economics, mathematics, etc. Politics is also a word. There are types of games like darts, billiards. Huh? These even you are seeing that okay, there is an S must be a plural, but no, this is a singular meaning. It is only the word that is a plural form. It has a plural form. News can seem okay, this is a plural word, but no, this is the form of the word which is plural, but the meaning is singular. Have you heard new, latest new? No, we don't say that. News is the word. News means the news. The entire word is a plural form, but the meaning is singular. Hence, there will be a singular verb, no, undoubtedly. See, like for example, darts is played by both men and women, and this is one of the exam question actually. Okay, this is an exam question. Exam question. It was given darts are played. Okay, it was given darts are played, and immediately you have to understand that no, darts is a single verb, is a singular verb. It just doesn't mean it's a plural word because there is an S. Hmm? It's the name of the game that is the plural form, but the meaning is singular. Like for example, politics is one of the vital issues of our country, so it is, right? This is. Economics is her favorite subject. We don't say economic. Economic is different. The meaning is different. When you have to also pay attention to a lot many things while solving the grammar. Economic is her favorite. Economic means talking about economical situation. That is entirely different. But economics is her favorite subject. That means we are talking about the subject, and that is why the meaning is singular and we will have a singular verb over there. Number 5 is if there's a collective noun, and this is one of the most important points ever because there are questions asked from these points. These are the portions, and also that is why I have urged you to watch the previous videos on collective noun and everything. The what are the kinds of collective noun, what is the function. Basically, collective noun does what? It denotes a collection, right? It denotes a collection of something, a group, a collection, more than one. The sense is a singular because we usually say now we are a team, we are a class of students, a class of batch 2021, the class of the class, see, singular. So the sense is a singular sense because we denote togetherness, we denote together. Obviously they consist of more than one person, that is why it's a collective noun, it's a collection of that person, that category, like an army, like infantry, like pack of wolves. But that is why, but that meaning is singular, and the verbs are also confusing over there, but once you understand there won't be any confusion. So collective nouns usually have a singular verb only because we denote single unit. But there is a small exception you have to pay attention to the meaning also. If the meaning gives you the idea that okay, the individual, then our verb is plural. Have a plural verb. Like I have given three examples and that will show you properly. The army was immediately dispatched by the minister. Army is the soldier collection, right? That we have, all countries have that. So an army is a collective noun. That is why our verb is a singular verb, because the army, the sense of army is that of a collection and unit, right? They are together. Collective nouns are always together. They act as a unit. But also the second example will prove to that. The committee submitted its work on time. So its work. Together they work, right? A committee works together only. So that is why that is a committee. That's a collective noun. It's collection of people, a unit of people, a singular verb, a singular sense it has. But the committee are divided on its opinion. What is the meaning? The meaning is I'm talking about the individual members now, right? On its opinion means what does that mean? That means there is a division of opinion. That means there is a sense of plurality. Individual members are getting reflected there. That means the committee is not acting as a together unit, right? As I said, that is why we are writing the committee are divided on its opinion. This can be a very exceptional situation where you get a sentence like this, because then you have to go into the verbal meaning to understand that. This kind of the main trick of English grammar is you can't firstly memorize and mug up rules like that. You have to understand why is it happening. And the second thing is there is no universal point for everything. There are also the verbal meaning and the situation where you are getting your question. If there is a sentence where the individual members are getting indicated, there will be a plural verb. The committee are divided on its opinion. Division of opinion means immediately to understand that okay, it is pointing to individual members. When the members don't agree, that means our individual opinions are coming out, and that is when the committee can't be united in its opinion, right? If a class of students together says yes, that is a different thing. That is they are behaving like an unit. But when there is a division of opinion, each and every student is having a different answer, then I have to pay attention to individual students. Only that is the point that unity is getting breaked. Okay, that is why we have chosen a plural verb over here. We are talking about individuality. Individuality. Okay, individuality. That is the that is all for today actually, because it's pointless to hurry up and finish the entire thing. So the thing that we learned today is the basics. Basically we learned that where should we use the singular verbs mostly. You're requested to listen to the video as many times as you need it, because it can be that okay, once it is not enough. Okay, there are many subtle things, important things. The main important thing is basically verbs agree with the subject and not the noun. It agrees with the nearest pronoun, and it agrees also with the nearest noun if it's a plural noun, and we are having words like either, neither, these words. And either or, many, All these words use a singular verb. These are the basic things. Tomorrow we will continue with subject verb agreement and learn about the use of plural verbs. Where do we use the plural verbs? Because I have in some books you get a mixed approach, and don't study like that. Even if you get, because as many books I have seen, they all list the rules, and it is like, first is saying here you use a singular verb, second point is saying here you use a plural verb. So I was explaining you each of the points. Okay, take screenshots from there and write it down in a notebook, that where first write the singular usages and then write the plural usages. I guess that's better. If you read by classification, that helps memorization. Okay, our brain always remembers those things that we learn by classifying. So that is the purpose of first teaching you the singular verbs and then the plural verbs. Okay, so for today this is enough. Tomorrow I'll be continuing with the second part of this, the plural usages. Thank you, students. And if you haven't yet checked out the previous videos, please do that in order to understand these topics properly. Okay, thank you.